All right, so we're talking the top 7 lands at Walt Disney World. So this is where we go down one at a time. You give us your land that you're putting into the top 7, and then we're going to debate the order of the list. All right. So we're going to start off with you, Tyler. Which land did you pick as your favorite land in all of Walt Disney World?
I thought long and hard because I'm sure we all have our own criteria for what makes the land a top land. I'm going based on just like theming and immersion, and I'm not going to say Pandora. I shouldn't have worn this shirt. I'm going to say Asia in Animal Kingdom. I think it is so beautiful. Like you can spend so much time just looking at all like the fake signs and the architecture, and you got so many like little hidden details that like there's just signs that say Anandapur, which is the sort of fake region you're supposed to be in Asia, or the city area, whatever it's called. There's tons of that just hidden in like sewer grates, and just like there's like water pipes sticking out of like the ground that say like Anandapur like water services, like all these just little touches. And then when you get into like the Everest area, just all like the first thing you see as you walk in, depending on where you're coming from, you see Everest in the distance, and you make that like that long shot to close up kind of walk over to the entryway of that attraction. And that just, I would say this land, just because of the queues, like the queue for Cali and Everest are so worth it. There's so much detail and beautiful theming in there. Like I wish I could have like half the backpacks that you see like hanging up around the land. They look really cool and they're so well themed. And I don't know what's for sale in the Everest gift shop, because everything is so well themed there. And there's so many like just things they collected, and I can't tell what's stuff they actually brought from Asia and stuff that they made or replicated. But it's such a beautiful land. I love like the food truck that's painted with like the intricate patterns. I could go for like an hour talking about how amazing and gorgeous Asia is. But that's
the paintings like that you were saying when you go through the I can't think of the name of it, but when you're looking at the cats, what's it called? Like the walking tour.
Oh,
the
Maharaja
Jungle
Trek. Maharaja Jungle Trek is beautiful.
The like paintings that are just sort of like faux faded.
That a lot of people just miss too, because they just walk right past them looking at tigers. But I mean, it is a gorgeous walk.
Yeah,
it's really pretty.
Yeah. All the posters and everything. I love the Cali River Rapids queue. It's a ride that it's probably one of the rides I go on the least, but because the ride itself is so bland. Ugh. Like it's.
I've never been on the ride, but I've been in the queue.
Really?
I've waited for other people, so I've like gone.
Why have you never gone on it? Are you allergic to water? Like, what's the?
Nobody that I've ever gone to a park with wanted to go on.
All right, we're going tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
There's no wait. This week's been amazing.
Yeah. I bet. All right.
Good pick, though, Tyler.
That is a good pick.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic pick.
It's well thought out.
It's really funny.
Cali never has a wait either, and people just like barrel through the line just to get to the ride. But there's so much detail, and like the amount of like, I'm a graphic designer. I know how long it takes to make a graphic. the amount of graphic design work just to make like posters, and no, I don't make anything.
I mean,
no, but you're right. Just the little things and how they're faded and they're peeling off the poles to make it seem like it's been there for 100 years.
That's awesome.
Is incredible.
I mean, Toy Story Land has the same thing.
Of course, except that's supposed to be someone's backyard for like a year. No, it's amazing. And I'll back you up. Well, we can talk about this later on, but I'm just saying, like, even like the things you don't even realize how big the Asia is. Like the fact that you have the monkey swinging around. That's where you watch, Reflections. That's where you Nemo. Like, there's so much in that corner, and then the live entertainment and the restaurants too. Yak and Yeti is in Asia, which is a delicious restaurant.
Great
Thirsty River Bar is one of the best bars. Definitely check out Thirsty River Bar.
Is that where you get the glowing drinks for rivers?
I don't do glowing drinks, but they do.
Where they sell them? No,
I don't know where glowing drinks are, but they'll make you anything you want, and they'll do a double for an extra $2. So it's a great spot to check out.
Okay.
Nice
Drinking with
tip.
Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good pick, Tyler.
All right, Alicia. What land did you pick as your favorite land?
It's actually really funny because I was thinking about Asia, and then I was like, nah, that'll be number 2 and takes mine. But I picked Adventureland in Magic Kingdom, obviously. So what I love about this land is that, especially when you're walking from Hub, it just like it's such a story where everything starts to change, everything's wooden, you start getting those background sounds in, and then it slowly turns into a jungle. You've got the beautiful treehouse, and then you walk in a little bit more, and then it turns into different looking bazaar with, like the Aladdin carpets, and you've got jungle cruise, and like, sure, none of that's like cohesive or whatever, but it all still fits in with that theme, and it just feels like one different adventure story as you're walking throughout the land. And I just feel like all of their like little tiny details, just, I don't know, it makes me so happy when I'm walking through it.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. Like when you're on the bridges coming in from, if you're coming from Main Street and you just walk over that bridge, like you said, you immediately get the atmosphere, the sounds, and then you start to see the different foliage. And I think I agree with you. I think they did a really good job with that.
Well, it's when they cared about transitions
Yes.
between lands.
True.
And that's when they cared about sight lines and what you could see from each different land, and that reveal you get when you walk into the land and while you're walking through the land, and how you actually experience the land as you walk through. It's not just a land to be a land's sake. It's all planned out in what you're going to see and experience as you walk through it. Yeah,
Right,
I'm in the minority here, but like I don't know, but I mean I love it because I love how they've integrated different things into it, like the pirate Legend of the Seven Seas, or whatever they call it. Now. It has
Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, Pirates Seven Seas, the game that you can play like.
Pirate map. Okay.
Yeah, calm down, Pete.
Yeah, that classic.
Yeah, that pirate thingy that they have there. Oh no!
Okay.
I just love that they were able to integrate other, some things into the land too, and make it seamless.
Yeah.
Well, and even
Like spitting
like
camels
I have
from
like
Hollywood
this really
Studios.
Watch out, they spit.
No, leave the camels alone. When you're walking from Crystal Palace and then you kind of like make that little turn, and then that's the start of Adventureland. Like if you look at the handrails, like they slowly start to change color, and it's like those really small, tiny Disney details that they used to care about. I wish they just still did, because that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Bring back Imagineering.
All right, Ashley, what land did you pick as your favorite?
So I came really close to going with Tyler's also. I love Asia, as I've ranted about it before. Everest is my favorite ride.
Preach.
But I actually went with Africa for my land.
Great. Good
And
choice.
the big deciding factor for me was thinking about, I love them both, but you walk into Africa, and I think the big difference is Africa has so much more live entertainment going on right there, right as you walk in. You've either got acrobats or a band or the drummers or something. It all leads into the story, and it feels more lived in and more real, which I think actually enhances than going on the safari, even though they've abandoned most of the safari story. To me, it just feels more, I don't want to say authentic, but it adds that little bit more to Africa that I think Asia is still missing. They both have beautiful detail. You can look around for ages and find different little things. Well, I still call it Pangani. It's Gorilla Falls now. It's the name of
Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail.
Yeah. So just all those little you can look at and see. Animal Kingdom is on its own beautiful, but I think Africa is, in my opinion, the best land because it feels the most authentic, the most lived in, the most care I think was put into Africa versus the others.
Yeah, Harambe is very welcoming. I feel like they, like you were saying, when they launched it, they have streetmosphere, they have performers. You feel like you're in a village,
you feel like you walk in and there's there's stuff going on in the village. You feel like you're walking into an African village, where Asia is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, But I think if they had more of that streetmosphere, it would plus it that much more. And Africa has that.
That's
Not only Streetmosphere, but probably one of the best shows on property with the Festival of the Lion King.
Yeah.
The Dawa Bar
I
is a
think
great
still the
spot.
highest-
Tusker House, which is an amazing character spot. You have, like you said, the live entertainment. The acrobats are insane, and the fact they do that in this heat several times a day. You
Right?
have, I mean, obviously, like you also, I mean,
Harambe Market.
you have the safari, which is huge. You have Planet Watch. You have there's so much going on in Africa. You have the whole Harambe Market. You have the drums. It's amazing. Africa is unbelievable. One of the best lands at Walt Disney World for sure.
apparently one of the top 7.
Heyo.
I did not. You know what I don't like. It's part of what you guys are talking about. That I don't like the streetmosphere in Africa, just because I feel like it bottlenecks the traffic too much. It's
But that's the
really
feeling that
loud
you
and
get in
crazy.
Africa, supposedly.
Yeah, I don't want that when I'm
You
trying
can
to
walk
get to
around
my
the market
safari.
side, especially you as a veteran.
Yeah, you could cut through. Yeah.
That's why I mean it's a bottleneck for the people who don't know, but you could always go around the Harambe Market side and
Yeah,
you
'cause
can get
no
right
one's
up there.
Ever in there? Yeah.
Well, the one outside there, unless someone's taking a picture in front of
Yeah.
Fischwa Fellow or the beautiful quote on the wall, there's
Right.
no one over there.
True.
Bootleg Mickey is my favorite.
And I'm pretty sure that's like a half K, Mr. I Run Marathons.
That's true.
I almost said Africa, given
Yeah.
like Ashley, that walk we took like late at night during '89 from Pandora into
Wasn't it-
Africa.
Yeah. It's
Like I'm
gorgeous.
so floored every time I see it with the water just so still and the reflections of all the buildings. It's beautiful there.
I
It's
was
funny,
very
none-
torn between the two.
None of you sent me duplicate lands. Like I didn't have to ask.
Just
for-
crazy that
Yeah,
that's insane.
it is weird. Michelle,
I don't like my answer anymore.
you're next. You can give a different answer. on the
I
fly.
picked Liberty Square because there's poop in the street.
Big fan.
Very
of-
They
authentic.
have Muppets. Liberty Square's okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
All right, here we
No,
go.
I mean, what I had originally said was the original Future World at Epcot. You
Oh,
know, when
God.
there was Horizons and World of Motion and, you know, Communicore.
Yeah.
Like that really, to me, felt like it was a future world. Like you got to see the past, but then you also got to see where we were going. It took you on a journey. It was infotainment. I'm a nerd. I like that stuff.
No, and that was cool then. There's just no way to show you the future easily now. It's too fast.
Yeah. I mean, I loved the future from the 50s in Horizons.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I want to live there. That's where we should be right now.
Yeah.
We should have flying cars
Oh, we're close.
and
No,
stuff.
I agree with you. I mean, it's one of the best lands I think ever built. I mean, it was super fun to explore, and it had some of the
Yeah.
most amazing attractions that Imagineering has
But like,
built. But
think back to when you were little and Communicore and the robot was talking and he was
Yeah.
asking you questions. Like,
Yeah,
that was
Cameron,
mind-blowing.
think back to when you were little and there was Future World and Communicore.
I was laughing.
Oh,
You
I
missed
didn't
out.
either. Like you guys are talking about this stuff, and I've seen YouTube videos, I guess, of like history, and that's about it.
Oh, you should
This
have
is where
been
you're cutting
there.
out
It
half
was
the audience,
great.
Michelle, by
Yeah,
going back
sorry,
that
I'm
far.
an old lady. It's fine.
Yeah.
I can
But like,
vaguely
oh my
remember.
gosh, even at the land, like where Soren is now, you know, used to have Bonnie Appetit. Like you used to have Kitchen Cabaret, and then after that was Food Rocks, and you learned about food and where it came from, and it was fun, and you sang along. And
And now you just learn about food here on the show.
why is Soren
Comes
in
from
the? I
Italy.
mean, because you're soaring over the land, I guess.
Yeah.
There's
But
no air
you're not building
pavilion.
anything.
Edutainment is
I
a
don't
thing
know.
of
I
the
like to
past.
learn. Sorry.
No, I'm a big fan of edutainment as well. It factors into my answer as well, so I appreciate your answer.
What is your answer, Pete?
Well, I mean, this is gonna be the number one, so I don't know if you want me to spoil it, but here we go.
Whoa.
The World Showcase. Was shocked that no one else picked the World
Nope.
Showcase.
Yeah.
It's
I think that's
unfair that it gets
cheating.
its own land. You should just be able to pick one country. There's certain countries that are good enough to beat other lands around Walt Disney World. The fact that you can get all 11 in there. Listen, so going off edutainment is my first piece, is that this is a fun walk. At every single stop, there is the Kid Cot for young kids. There is attractions you can go on of all speeds. So you can go on a nice relaxing boat ride, which is fun with almost no wait most of the year. You can go over to Norway. You can go on the Frozen ride, which is fun for everybody of all ages. You have the films. You have Ratatouille coming in. You have obviously like a new Mary Poppins something coming in. There's so much to do in the World Showcase, and then again, edutainment. How you can learn and walk through each country. A lot of people cannot afford to go to all these countries, and you do get a piece of that. The fact that there are people from Italy in Italy, there are people from Morocco in Morocco, there's Canadians in Canada. It's amazing. You see their accents, you get to talk with them. I remember I was in the World Showcase right before I went to Oktoberfest in Germany, and I hung out in Germany and said, like, give me tips. They're like, oh, you need to do this, and they were teaching me the language. That is so cool that you're able to do that. And then my 3 of 4 of my 4 prongs here would be the food. I mean, if you're putting the entire World Showcase against any other land, try to name a land that has better food in the World Showcase, because I have so many options I can pick from. It's unbelievable. Table service, quick service, food and beverage, unbelievable. And then my 4th of my 4 prongs would be Illuminations at Night. One of the greatest shows ever created and made.
Losing a prong soon.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be really sad when it goes. But again, the message of that show might be one of the greatest messages ever given to an audience, which is, you know, here we are all, no matter where you're from, whether you're Mexican, Canadian, German, American, Japanese, Chinese, here we are gathered around the fire. We're just people. Let's come together and make the world a better place. And that's just, it's the most beautiful message there is. So, and there's beautiful viewing from no matter where you stand. So it was so well done. So yeah, World Showcase definitely holds a big piece of my heart.
Hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
It's a good land.
Way to go, Pete. Slam dunk.
Yes.
Oh, do I have that sound effect?
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah, thank you.
Cameron, what land did you choose?
Well, now that I have to top Pete, I chose a fairly new land. You might have heard of it, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And I'm looking through the list of why I chose Galaxy's Edge, and most of them are like reasons why it's better than Disneyland's. I think the paint in Galaxy's Edge is our Galaxy's Edge is a lot better than Disneyland's. It's like it has like darker paint tones throughout the land than Disneyland does. I don't want to keep comparing to Disneyland, but it has a darker tone, and it makes it more atmospheric and detailed, and it makes it feel like you're not on what is the planet, Tatooine?
Batu?
No, the one that everyone keeps.
Tatooine.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it makes it feel like you're not quite there, and there's more
More authentic.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit tainted without Rise of the Resistance. I think once that opens, it'll be even better of a land. A lot of things to buy, not a lot to ride. Smuggler's Run has a lot of rewrite ability, but it's still only one thing. It's only one ride. So once Rise opens, I think it's going to bloom into
even
an even
Pandora
bigger,
had 2
better land.
rides when it opened.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to replicate
And
that a
still
lot.
only has the
Another great land.
The details as well, the smaller details like the branding of the Coke and Arabesh, the animals that hang above you in the animal shop where like one of them like bites a wire and then all like the electricity like goes off and the animals start freaking out. Like smaller details like that you can just stop and enjoy what actually happens.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't even realize happens. Make it all one of the better lands, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does have a lot of those small details for Star Wars fans, and has, you know, cool little touches like the sounds and all that. It has a lot of great things to buy. It's hard though without that ride open, and without the promised lived-in feel and interactivity. When I think I could, you know, rank that higher when they include those things to it, but it's not a finished land yet, so it's really hard.
And you get a lot of people who talk about you know, not seeing characters that they recognize, not seeing Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and they chose that because it didn't fit in with the story. But I think the counter to that is that people can do things that they want to do, like build a lightsaber. You can pilot the Millennium Falcon. I think it kind of cancels each other out in a way. We'll see if they end up adding some of those characters in the future.
Yeah.
But
I'll say too, even for non-fans, I'm trying to watch the movies as fast as possible. I'm only through 3, but I still really appreciate the land. And my girlfriend hasn't seen a single Star Wars movie, TV show, or anything, and she loves it. She just says she just feels like she's somewhere else. She feels like she's actually in this world. And I think that when they're able to do that, it's unbelievable.
Can I ask, because I haven't been there yet, and
What?
I haven't.
All right, so I guess tomorrow we're doing Cali River and then going to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, after work.
Okay, fine.
But how does it compare to Harry Potter? Like Diagon Alley.
I think it's close. I think Harry Potter only has an edge because there's more attractions and there's more, I think, to do.
Like how? Like I feel like
It's
if you go
the same
to,
level of detail. If you want
are
to talk
you
about
immersed
details,
in that world? Like you
yeah,
feel like you're really
again,
there.
I'm not. So again, you're asking the wrong person. You're probably better versed in this because I've never seen a Harry Potter movie and I've only seen 3 Star Wars films. But in terms of immersion, where I feel where I am, yeah. I just feel like, but the details are there. Like when I look around and I feel like completely immersed, then that's special for me.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Mine is Pandora.
Nice, good pick.
Nice.
Yeah, I
I knew
mean,
somebody was gonna pick that.
well, it's a
Ben would've had an aneurysm.
Absolutely beautiful land. It is it's weird because I'm a big Star Wars fan. I was never an Avatar fan. Don't care
Yeah,
about
I
the
still
movies.
don't like the movie.
Yeah, Avatar, as of right this moment, it's a land that I'd rather grab a drink and just kind of stroll around in and enjoy the sights and the sounds and the feels and I mean they did floating mountains and they look spectacular. Every little detail of that planet is absolutely amazing.
I love how everything glows.
Yeah, I love how the sounds change or the sights actually can change and yeah, the glowing effect and all that. I mean, it's just a gorgeous land to walk around, and I think it does have 2 remarkable rides. Yeah, I wish there was more going on with Navi River Journey, more animatronics, sure, a longer ride, but I mean, what's there is very impactful, and it's a very, very beautiful ride through. I mean, it's gorgeously made. And then obviously Flight of the Banshee is one of the best rides on
Oh my
property.
gosh, the best ride I've ever
It really
been
is.
on in
It's
my
just
life.
it changes.
You've actually
you.
done it?
I went on that one a couple
Wow.
times.
Yeah.
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 It's amazing.
Good food, amazing
Really
food.
good food.
Oh,
Fun
yeah.
souvenirs,
Yeah.
good
I
entertainment.
think Satuli might be the best quick service on
Yes.
property.
I
Diamond
agree.
Bay
Agreed.
7, though, is so good.
No, it's not. Nope.
Yeah, it is.
It's good. I've had most of their food at Docking Bay 7. Satuli puts it to
You
shame.
think so?
I agree.
think it's.
Yeah.
I think
think
Docking Bay
Italy's
7 comes
fantastic.
close.
I mean, you have. I granted it. If the chicken, we'll just compare the chicken in both lands. That chicken breast is cut in squares, and you can tell it's real chicken. It's not a chicken nugget, which is
Right,
nice.
right.
But I mean, that wood-fired grilled chicken at Satuli, which is roasting right in front of you, is so fresh and so moist and so delicious. I would eat it all day long. It's so good.
So there you go.
Beef too.
Those
What,
are
Tyler?
yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say the beef at Satuli as well.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that is like perfectly like medium rare. Like
So
good.
like it's such a beautiful like. They're really small slices, but it's like beautiful slices of meat in that. Like
Yep.
we made a point to go and eat there every
Yeah.
time that we went. It's probably the best quick service.
And that's hard to
On
say about a
property.
quick
I
service,
agree.
one that you make it a point to go to. So yeah.
Next to some.
So I flew in from stage 89. I hadn't eaten all day, and I was like, I'm really hungry. And Jess was like, we're going to Santuli, and we went all the way from where were we, like Beach Club or Yacht Club, and we went all the way to Animal Kingdom to eat Santuli, and then all the way back to Animal Kingdom lunch. It's worth going to.
My parents will do that too. They're like, they don't normally go to the Animal Kingdom, but they will go just to eat there because it's worth it.
Yeah, Animal Kingdom has some of the best food.
And talking about transitions, I think the transition on both sides of Pandora is fantastic too. And I know it's not part of it, but I mean, I love Tiffin's and Nomad Lounge, which kind of
I like the
blends
lounge.
into that area. Yeah.
Also, you have some entertainment too. I think it's really cool how they have the guy in the suit
mech dude,
walking
yeah.
around. The drum circle is fun and interactive that you get to play it and they come out and do it every once in a while. For the limited amount of space they have some entertainment which makes it fun and where you can hang out in that area.
All right, so guys, we got to
Don't
rank
forget how
these.
pretty it is at night too.
We have to
It's beautiful.
We get to rank the lands now. Adventureland, Asia, Africa, Original Future World at Epcot, World Showcase, Galaxy's Edge, and Pandora. Can we agree on what number 7 is?
Sorry, Michelle.
Yeah.
I didn't know we could pick lands from the past.
Yeah.
So
She's time traveling. I picked a land from the future, but then Nick made me change it.
All right, so it looks like we got Original Future World Epcot at number 7. Number 6.
This is tough.
I'm throwing out Africa.
I was thinking the same thing.
No. I have
No,
Africa as
it's
like
Africa.
my
No.
top 3.
Everybody went on for like
No
how
way.
much they loved Africa.
What-
It doesn't deserve
No
What
to
is
be
our
way.
number six.
criteria for the list though?
Like, come on.
Bless you.
Like,
It's
is
overall.
it theming? Is
No,
it
overall.
okay? It's the
just
overall
I mean,
experience
but,
of
like,
being
all right,
in the
so
land.
here,
That makes sense.
I'll do this. Africa wasn't even
Well,
mine.
then,
But what would make
eventually,
Africa
it has
better
a
than
pirate.
anything else on this list? Because I have Africa as my number 2. I mean, it has better. You're talking it has Gorilla Falls. It has Rafiki's Planet
Right,
Watch.
I think-
It has the Kilimanjaro Safari. It has Festival of the Lion King. It has live entertainment. It has food. It has beverage. It has its own
Rafiki's
bars. Its own
Planet
ice
Watch
cream. It
is
has its own market. It literally is the perfect
Just
land.
in Animal Kingdom, I think Asia. I personally think Asia.
But it
ranks
doesn't.
above
Asia
that.
doesn't compare. Asia
I agree.
it does not compare.
I think Africa trumps Asia.
I agree.
Yeah.
So what do we want to put at 6?
I
I
do
would
agree
put
Adventureland.
with that.
Adventureland or Batu or Pandora.
I would agree with Adventureland.
Anybody
I would
adventure-
say Adventureland.
I would say
I would
Adventureland.
argue,
Jungle
I would
Cruise
argue
and
Star
Pirate.
Wars. I would argue Galaxy's Edge only because it's not a complete land yet.
I would say
I
would agree
agree.
with that.
at this current time, I would say Galaxy's Edge as well because it's not complete yet. If we're
Adventureland,
talking
that's
today's
more right.
time. Since we already eliminated a land from the
Since
past,
I was in the past.
we should eliminate a land that might in the
my
future
glory
be good.
days
We
when I
have
was
3
10.
Galaxy's
Listen.
Edge votes. Anybody else to Galaxy's Edge?
No.
Yeah,
Galaxy
fine.
Yo,
4? Okay. Galaxy's Edge is 6.
I want to fight for Adventureland real quick because I feel like it's time. It's coming soon. It
Well,
has.
yeah, I have it right now at
Yep.
5.
Yep.
Pirate,
yeah, Adventureland is a plethora of attractions. That's a fun.
Ooh.
Jungle Cruise.
It
and
has so
Pirate.
many attractions. You got Dole Whip. I know. I only
That's not an
just
attraction,
tried it
that's a
for the
food.
first time.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's a part of the overall
Okay, so
experience.
then it would have to be
Yeah.
Asia next.
Well, no, let's just do a raise of hands.
No, first of all, a good point was made. You can get Dole Whips in Africa. So next point.
Okay.
Is anyone who's putting Adventureland at 5?
I am.
Me.
That's 3. Anybody on
Ashley's raising her hand.
the shit 4?
I think
okay.
Tyler-
Ashley, what are you doing to me?
So
Tyler
that's
has
everybody.
Asia. Yeah.
Adventureland
It's
is 5.
and that said, again, Alicia, great pick because I think of all the lands at the Magic Kingdom, that is my favorite. But it's just tough because these new lands are just so amazing.
Okay, we have Asia, Africa, World Showcase, and Pandora.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go
World.
Asia.
Pandora.
World Showcase.
Yeah.
World
Pandora.
Showcase.
Showcase? What? Are you out of
Pete,
your
I think you
mind?
should.
You give me one criteria. It has a nighttime spectacular. It has every single country, every single grade food. It has multiple attractions. It has people. It has
Did
edutainment.
multiple people say World Showcase?
2 of us did.
Oh, 2. I would
I
go
mean-
towards, and I hate saying this because I think it's amazing. Pandora. It has the best ride in the world. Yes, at Walt
Asia.
Disney World, but
Asia.
I think Asia has more to offer. Like if I had to spend more time in a land, I think Asia has a lot.
Anybody saying Asia?
Yes.
I'm saying Asia.
1, 2. I'm saying Asia.
I agree
I'm on
with
the-
Pete. I say Pandora.
I say Pandora, then Asia.
How many Pandoras? We have Pete and Tyler.
I'm gonna
No
say
one-
Pandora
Ashley.
too.
So it's
Uh-oh.
3 and
So it's
3.
tied.
3-3 split.
All right.
Mandy, what do you want?
Do we have 7 people?
Anybody saying Africa or World Show? Or
Well, there's 7 of us on the panel, and if we're in a 3-3 split, someone's got to break the
who
tie.
hasn't voted?
So let's just go between those two.
Oh, I
Alicia
So
said
needs
World
to vote.
Showcase.
Yeah.
I said World Showcase. World
no,
Showcase.
we're
you
not
gotta-
on a table. We're talking
you gotta
between
vote
Asia
for
and Pandora. You have to pick one as the worst
Now you
one of
gotta
those
pick.
two.
do we agree? Asia
Asia.
and Pandora. I think.
she
are
said
the
Asia.
next
3 and
two.
3.
So,
This is Asia.
so
Asia?
Yep. Asia 4.
Yeah, it was supposed to end 16 minutes.
All right,
ago.
Asia 4, Pandora 3, since those were on the fence.
Yep. Pandora.
And
3.
then Africa and World Showcase, which is I am okay no matter where this falls, but obviously World Showcase.
I'm
is
putting
my pick.
World Showcase as number 1. That's my vote.
But
Same, obviously.
I feel like World Showcase is cheating. This hurts my soul.
It doesn't because first of all, on the
How is
list
it
of things
cheating?
that he sent us where we could pick from, it was on the list. That's why I was like, I thought it was cheating too, but it was on the list because it's a land. If Future World is a land, the World Showcase is a land.
Yeah.
Anybody
I'm
else
going
putting
with
World Showcase at
Right,
1? We got Pete and
Yeah,
me.
sure.
Michelle.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta vote.
I'm wearing the ears for it, sure.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, World Showcase. is
Solid,
number 1.
solid list though.
Africa's number 2. So we got Original Future World Epcot at 7. Number 6, Galaxy's Edge. Number 5, Adventureland. Number 4, Asia.
No. Oh yes, correct.
Yeah.
Sorry.
3,
Sorry.
Pandora. Number 2, Africa. Number 1, World Showcase.
We did it!
That's our top
Yay.
7.
Tell us how we're wrong.